Good morning. So this is a very quick video just to answer a question I've received regarding the decision shapes and outputs from a decision shape in iGrafx. So here we have a decision shape, and on that decision shape we have two outputs, one saying no and one saying yes. The question is, can we have more than two outputs, and if so, can we display the text, and how do we change the text on the display of the outputs? So the way to do this is to right click and go into properties, and on the shape properties dialog box under the guide section you can see the type of activity it is and the decision outputs, and at the bottom here we can add an extra output. So if we wanted to change this and say we have an output of never, occasionally and always, we can also change the probability of these events occurring. So we might have a never down at 20%, occasionally might be at 40%, and you'll see automatically always has been recalculated so that the total value of these percentages is always 100. Now if we click apply, you'll notice in the background that the decision shape has changed colour. So what this is telling us is that you have an output specified but not actually shown on the document. So what we want to do now is simply drag out the line, the connector line, to show that there's an output path for the always occasion. So you now see the occasional line, the never line and the always line coming out of the decision shape. So the question was a bit more specific about how can we get the named outputs. It was also about how do we display the percentages. So there are other ways of doing this and showing additional information. If we bring up the fields option and create a new field and select the data that we want to show, which is the decision of the output, and specify where we want it to be. Now we can also make sure that the text that is shown has line wrapping enabled, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take that down to 2. Now if we click OK, you'll see the actual output and the data as percentages shown on the process flow. And obviously here we can play and change the actual line wrap measurement if you wish, but what it's showing us is that the decision is 20% never, 40% occasionally and 40% always. So hopefully that's just a quick overview of how to manage the outputs of an activity or decision shape and how you might display the underlying data associated with that shape. Okay, any other questions, please feel free to contact me.